Before you start watching this video, I just want to say a few things. Number one, this video was made in a way in which it should be watchable even for a person who has never played this game, but I highly doubt it is going to get more than 5 views. Number two, this was my first time talking to a microphone in a video. And number three, because of number two, I'm going to be talking a little quietly in the first few minutes, but the video will progressively be getting better. Source. Trust me, bro. If you ever scroll through the Play Store, there is a small chance you stumble upon this. This is a video game called The Battle Cats. For some reason the game starts in Korea, where it tells you to press the little cat at the bottom left to produce it, and the cat just comes out of your little house. You are facing a dog that is trying to kill your cat, and you just need to do everything in your power to stop him somehow, so you have no other option than to just deploy more and more cats. The game tells you that if you press the angry yellow cat, you can increase your money capacity, which is something you will need because every cat costs something. But for now you just spawn the only cat you have and slowly destroy Korea's base. The purple thing in the bottom right corner is your cat cannon, and it shoots everything inside its reach. The cannon isn't really that strong, but it has a cool effect at least. And just like that, you slowly destroy the enemy's castle. After clearing the level, you get a treasure, which is basically a medal. There's an inferior, normal, and a superior treasure. In this case, I've got a superior one. And the treasure just gives you some boosts and power-ups, which are not that important right now. After clearing the first level, you get some random rewards and a cat ticket. The cat ticket is this ticket right here. In the future you will be able to spin it and get some kind of upgrade or a cat, but only one of the basic cats. Even if the ticket never drops you the cat, you still unlock them throughout the game. And so you press start and the game again reminds you of some more items. You have literally 0 of them, so it is completely irrelevant, and the only other option is to attack Mongolia. Mongolia is a really simple level, just like Korea. You basically do the same thing. Again, dogs are trying to get to your house, so just defend it with your cats. You can still only use the one cat you have, because you don't have any of the other cats unlocked. And you destroy the Mongolia stand without even using the cannon, because it doesn't even reach their base, so it would be completely pointless. And just like that, you beat Mongolia. You get 2600 XP for the victory and move over to China. China is still the same thing, because you don't have any of the other cats, so you can only use the one you have. As you are clicking the cat, you are slowly getting to the Great Wall of China through all the snakes and dogs coming from the base. China was really simple and it won with 3200 XP. But after the China completion there was a notification. There is a new cat waiting to be upgraded. Could this finally mean that we could be using more cats than the one sad, lonely, circle-shaped cat we have? Yes, you press upgrade and you can finally unlock the tank cat and the axe cat. You attack Thailand and it is pretty easy. This new sausage cat you have basically works as a shield, so it can survive a lot more bites from all the snakes and different animals. Without even using the new axe cat, you breeze through Thailand like it was nothing, and you beat the Thailand's golden castle. You get 2000 XP as an additional reward after beating Thailand. In Cambodia it is all the same strategy, spamming the first 2 cats. Like that we really easily defeated the tower and got some XP. The next level was Philippines, and this time I finally decided to use the X-Cat. Again I started with the same strategy as always, but then I finally deployed the first X-Cat. The X-Cat is this, the cat with the metal thing on his head and an axe. And after clearing Philippines, a familiar notification popped up. A new cat. I unlocked whatever this is and attacked Japan. In the beginning Japan was pretty easy. I finally had 4 cats, so this has gotta be simple. The basic cat, sausage cat, axe cat and the new gross cat. I deployed the sausage cat so my house doesn't get hurt and then spawned in some of the 50-cent cats. The cannon has loaded, but it would be pointless to use it as none of the enemies were in its reach. I kept going for their base and even saved up money for an axe cat. Again, just like in all the other levels, nothing was really stopping me from beating their base. Okay, what is that? A massive hippo? I mean, he's just slightly larger than the dogs, he cannot be that strong. And he's just getting to my cat cannon reach. Okay, that did nothing. This X-Cat is surely going to do something. Or maybe not. Tactics for Japan. Looks like I need to use the gross cat. I upgraded the ball cat, long cat, X cat and the gross cats to like level 3 or something, and then went to Japan again. And I also invested in some of these things. This time the strategy will be different. I immediately upgraded my money capacity to level 2 so I could save up money for the growth cat in the future. Next, I basically did the same thing as before. But then I deployed the normal cat and the axe cat. It really is a different strategy. So I went for their base while spawning all the other cats. When the hippo came out again, I realized I'm only at 300 money capacity, so I needed to upgrade again. And while the hippo was busy eating my cats, I was already at level 3. And so my money capacity was $400, so I was just saving it up for the growth cat. And so I finally spawned in the growth cat. I only needed the growth cat and a few units to support it, and we were able to finally slay the hippo. And we destroyed the Chinese lady, and after I beat the level I got a ton of rewards, including a normal ticket and a rare ticket. When you spin the rare ticket in Battle Cats, you have 4 possibilities. With around 70% chance you get the rare cat. If you get a bit more lucky, you can get the super rare cat with a 25% chance. You have a 5% chance of getting an uber super rare cat. They usually look something like this and don't even look like cats anymore. This has a face of a cat at least, and an honorable mention legend rare cats. They are almost impossible to get. So I went to spin the normal ticket and got some rewards like wallet upgrade and a study upgrade. I used both of those upgrades and then I went to use the rare ticket and even a second one because I got a bonus one, I guess. And that is a swordsman cat. Okay, one more. This has gotta be an uber super rare at least, right? And could you even believe that there's a one-time discount for my first cat food spin? No way. So now I have 3 more cats and put them all in my loadout with my basic cats. And then I went to claim 5 cat food for each of my cats just because I have them, probably. And the next country was Australia. At the beginning of the level, the game was telling me that I can now swipe between loadouts if I have more than 5 cats, so I tried it for a bit. And I went to eliminate some more animals with my classic strategy. Australia wasn't really anything harder than snakes and dogs, so I defeated it pretty easily. These dogs from Singapore thought they could do anything to me, but then I spawned in my sausage. Singapore was pretty similar to Australia, except this massive army of dogs, and when I touched their base it somehow turned into a massive army of stickmen. But I was able to clear it out and win. And I finally unlocked my 5th basic cat, the cow cat, and equipped it in my loadout. Maldives are a known holiday destination, but not this time. This time there's a massive pig. At first I didn't know what to do with it and I was just pressing all of my cats randomly. But as it was getting closer and closer to my house, I just remembered something about slightly larger animals. And he's just getting to my cat cannon reach. That did nothing. This axe cat is surely going to do something. Looks like I need to use the growth cat. So I spawned in the growth cat and even the cat cannon at the same time, and I got rid of some dogs and stickmen. But the growth cat kept smashing the pig, so I kept supporting it with my 2 basic cats. And we just kept on pushing the pig until my growth cat landed the final smash. This was much easier than Japan, and then we finally destroyed the base. In India nothing was really happening from the start, but then a hippo came out like it was nothing. I thought hippos are not even a problem for me anymore, but then it somehow started to take over. Luckily my solution to this problem was already on the way. And so my growth cat started smacking him with its legs. And we defeated the hippo. I didn't know it at the time, but there was already another hippo in their base getting ready to eat my cats. But I barely even noticed it existed. In Nepal I used the cow cat for the first time. It just started to delete everything. When we got to the base a pig appears, but I already know how to deal with pigs, so this was nothing hard. Okay. When I lost to these pigs in Nepal, I for some reason got a cat ticket, 3 rich cats, 20 cat food, 1 speed up, 1 rare ticket and 25 cat food. And I also got an advertisement, so I can buy 750 cat food and 1 million XP for $15.99. I'm probably fine with what I have, so I rejected the offer, but then I saw something in my upper side of the screen, a cat scratcher. You basically need to scratch one of these 3 circles. You either get 100 cat food, 90 cat food, 80 cat food or nothing. I won 100 cat food, but enough gambling. We still need to beat the giant floating head on the moon, right? After the tragic loss to the red pigs, I was wondering if there's any cat that could help me, because some of them have abilities. And I found out that my swordsman cat has an ability called Massive Damage, and its target is towards red enemies. In other words, I used all of my XP to upgrade the swordsman cat as much as I possibly could. And then I went to attack Nepal again. I started by deploying the sausage cat, and then I used the swordsman cat. The swordsman cat was killing almost every enemy in one hit with its sword, so it seems pretty strong, but then the pigs came out. Luckily they were not even a problem, and we haven't even gotten away from their base. Before the first swordsman cat even took its first hit, the other one was already there. So that prevented the pigs from going further to the right. And so the swordsman cat basically beat the entire level. After clearing the level, there was the "there is new cat waiting to be upgraded" notification. And it was the bird cat, so I unlocked it for 5000 XP and equipped it in my loadout. The first cat I immediately spawned in the next level was of course the swordsman cat, just from the positive previous experiences. And the first country I saw penguins at was not Antarctica or something, but Dubai for some reason. Okay, I was just scrolling on Google for a while and found out you could buy your own penguin encounter pass online on some kind of Ski Dubai, but I don't know. The penguins somehow slayed all the cats, including the sword cats, so I had to come up with a new strategy. Just as they entered the cannon zone, I pressed fire and deployed everything I could. And it worked, and even though the penguins destroyed a whole third of my house, I got rid of both of them. This part of the video is going to be a bit quicker because there wasn't really anything interesting happening. In Saudi Arabia, the swordsman cat was doing absolutely everything. That means beating all the animals, hippos and even the base, of course with the support of the normal cats. Actually, this is kind of interesting. I unlocked the enemy encyclopedia. In Kenya 3 dogs appeared, but I defended my base with this cat and the swordsman cat behind it. Just like that, we got to their base and destroyed everything. When I was about to attack Madagascar, I had to use one of these flags to fill up my energy. And after almost dying to a dog with stickmen, I realized there are gorillas in Madagascar. Luckily, it seems like gorillas are a smaller problem than, for example, a pig. So then out of pure desperation, the game has to do this. That explosion was massive, but it did not really help. I unlocked a new basic cat called the fish cat. It looks pretty normal. And it just has the privilege to be in the last place of my loadout. I don't really remember this clip, but it seems like I was strategizing for the next move while my base almost got absolutely destroyed by stickmen in South Africa. Other than that, there were a lot of penguins. Just for that I got a rare ticket and the energy filling flag. These snakes and dogs immediately started coming out of the chocolate, so I had to come up with a plan. By coming up with a plan, I mean absolutely obliterating Ghana with swordsman cats and X cats. Okay, not really. I upgraded some of these things in hopes of winning against the penguins the next time, and so I went back to Ghana to see the chocolate tower again. This time I was more careful and started by protecting my base. And once I was ready, I spawned in all the cats that were necessary. At this moment I felt like I should have probably used the Gross Cat, and so I used all of my remaining XP to upgrade the Gross Cat to level 3, and I went back to Ghana for the final time. I knew this was it, the final match between Ghana and the cats. Everything was going according to plan except one thing. I completely forgot what the plan was. So the Gross Cat just sat lonely in my inventory and I did not use it. When the penguins came out I realized what kind of mistake I've made, but I was still spawning the swordsman cats, hoping it would help. But it didn't, and penguins quickly started to take over. So I had no other option than to go according to plan, and I started spawning Gross Cats, and the strategy that always works, worked again. So the Gross Cats again beat every animal in their way. Just for fun I spawned in this cat with a bow to see what it does. It didn't really do anything, so I did not use it anymore. And finally we destroyed this chocolate. Sahara is pretty easy, I thought to myself. Then I started dying to stickmen and I was the closest to dying without actually dying in this entire playthrough. Only 500 HP were left on my base. That is just 1/6 of the total base health. And when we got to their base, stickmen turned into sheep. But the sheep were a bit weaker than the stickmen. This game makes so much sense. Egypt was nothing, and after beating it I got a new cat called the lizard cat. At this point they should have chosen something cooler like a wolf cat or a bear cat or something. something. But instead I ended up making the stupidest looking character ever. At least it evolves into Dragon Cat at level 10, so that's pretty cool. There was a little bit of this and a little bit of that in Turkey, but I was already so experienced that I cleared it up in like 1 minute. Russia was the first level where it was snowing, even though that doesn't affect gameplay at all. But there were still no new enemies. That all changed in Greece. A massive red seal appeared and started biting all of my poor cats. I'm not going to let this slide, I'm spawning all the strongest cats and even laser. Finally, a worthy opponent, a new boss that is going to test all of my skills that I learned throughout the game. You see, one of my cats has this ability called massive damage and its target is towards red enemies, so... And I unlocked Gamma Toto. This is Gamma Toto. It is the only cat in the entire game that doesn't fight. You can send him on an expedition and he's going to bring you cat food, XP or some kind of power app. Currently I can only send him to mellow fields because the other expeditions are locked. It can be a 1-hour expedition, a 3-hour expedition or a 6-hour expedition. And have a nice day. What would you expect the tower to look like in Italy? Spaghetti? Pizza? Well, it is actually the tilted tower thing. And with just a few gorillas and penguins, Italy was a piece of cake. And after beating it, I got my very last basic cat. The Titan cat. The strongest of them all. And so with 115,000 XP that I've gathered throughout the whole time, I took it all the way to level 7. And like I always say, I equipped it in my loadout. In Monaco I was experimenting with my cats a little bit. First I spawned in the bird cat, which disappeared almost immediately. Then the fish cat, which was doing pretty alright. But still, they were both on level 1. Luckily there was nothing in Monaco until their base hit like 6,000 HP out of 15,000. That's when a penguin and a sheep woke up. Spain was the first country with crocodiles, but they just looked too innocent to hurt me. So I had this massive idea. I'm going to protect my base and prepare my wallet for an attack. Unfortunately, the plan failed. I just got too impatient. So I just started spawning all the cats. Did it pay off? Of course not. And this time I got destroyed by the seal. In my upgrade menu I noticed that because I beat Greece I got a new special rarity cat, Bean Cats. I unlocked it for 0 XP and after I realized that it knockbacks red enemies, I did not use it. I really don't know why, by this time I was probably just really tired. I also gave a few levels to my axe cat and the fish cat, the bird cat and also this upgrade and that upgrade and also this upgrade and I was out of XP. So I went back to Spain with the same risky strategy, even though this time I didn't really spawn axe cats, but mostly just swordsman cats. The seal was getting closer and closer to my base, but I still stayed determined. And when it was getting really close, one of my swordsman cats took the final blow on him. So this level wasn't really that big of a deal. These crocodiles are starting to get a bit out of control though. Just kidding. And so I won the battle. France, with its one dog coming out of the Eiffel Tower, was really easy. Actually, there was a bit more of it, but aside from that, nothing that interesting. There was like a penguin and stickman coming out of the beer in Germany, but that wasn't really that interesting either. But what was interesting was Denmark. Before even entering the level I had to refill my energy for 30 cat food because I had 28 energy and needed 40. And who has the unreal patience to wait 12 whole minutes? At the beginning there were 2 dogs, so of course my reflex was just this. I went through the animals like I was going through tall grass and I got to the base a bit sooner than I should. And the cats started beating the base, having no idea what comes next. And here are just moments before disaster, all captured on camera. Cats having no idea what they're doing and then bang. Not in Africa, not somewhere in Asia, but in Denmark. A huge elephant. Okay, I was scrolling on Google for a while and found out Denmark paid $1.6 million to free 4 circus elephants. What I also found out after reading this message is that I should probably stop scrolling on Google. The cats fought violently, but what was worse is that the elephant fought twice as violently. The elephant looked like he didn't even know what was happening, but he just sometimes smacked my cats and dealt massive damage to every single one. All that while being covered by a swarm of stickmen. I had an idea that I could use the bird cat with its area attack ability, but you can guess 3 times what happened as it was on level 1. Actually, it was probably on like level 2, so it did something. And after this hit of the elephant, I realized just how pointless is everything I do against him. No matter how hard I try, this is probably a boss I am not going to even beat. Just look at it. It has no idea what it's doing, but it still seems like it would need a genius play to win against it. Or maybe not a genius play. Maybe just a strong cat. Well, the Titan cat is officially the best cat I have. And with the help of this new cat, I won in a fight in which it seemed impossible that I would win. And boom. The game said there is a new cat, but there are no more cats. It was just a new special cat that I can buy for 150 cat food. Sadly, special cats are pretty much useless. Norway was again one of those levels where I didn't really even think and I just pressed cats randomly. And I really hope the entire video doesn't seem like this, but it was just full of random weak animals. Now, United Kingdom was something else. Everything seemed easy on the start, but then I saw a familiar animal. The elephant came out before I even attacked the base, so he must have been furious. Silly me was thinking that swordsman cats are going to help, which of course was not the case. And as the gross cat got a bit useless, I just stuck to the only thing that worked. That of course being the Titan cat. And he was just smacking the elephant until he like went to heaven. And with the Titan cat, and according to this gameplay even with 2 Titan cats, I beat the entirety of United Kingdom. And then I got to Greenland, where I was greeted by this pig. And this was also the first level with rabbits. The strongest enemies here were these red seals, which were most likely buffed because it seemed like they have more HP and attack than an average seal, but at least they weren't elephants. Now the last continent is America, but as the video is getting almost 22 minutes long, I have to do something. Actually, Greenland isn't really a part of America, so that goes away. I have to think of something, because if the video gets half an hour long, nobody is watching it. So this situation only leaves me with one option. A cool montage. And this is kinda where my video footage ends. Okay, just to give you a bit more understanding of what just happened, I just lost footage to like 5 countries. I mean, I have the video footage, but my editing program just doesn't let me import it for some reason, so that probably means that I'm just gonna have to improvise, I guess. In Easter Island, the tower looked like that one Sigma emoji and a red rhino was coming out of it. Then there was NASA, where I was in a big red field and basically the same thing happened, along with some seals. Now you just gotta trust me on this one. In Las Vegas there was no actual gambling and there was a big white bear. Just after I realized that I'm in a freezing cold environment in Alaska, I was immediately attacked by a swarm of squirrels. And then a big white bear came there. And Hawaii was just a big mix of all the animals such as seals, the red rhinos, elephants, kangaroos and the big white bear. But in the end, there is always the final level. The big finale. The whole story led up to this moment. The whole game led up to this moment. My whole life led up to this moment. Let me just spin my last 6 tickets. And all of my 6 rare tickets. And let's upgrade this and upgrade that and get research to level 8 and accounting to level 5 and finally give the last level to Titan Cat. So I guess this is it. The end. The moon fight. This is the giant floating head. It is not its actual name, but I'm just gonna call it that way. It is basically the final boss of the game, but it is not fighting alone. After it released the first enemies on me, that being the penguin and stickman, I just blocked my house with wall cat and this cat that I never used in this video before. I hope its name is Thief Cat and it is supposed to earn you more money for defeating enemies, I think. So that comes in handy when you are in a situation where a giant floating head is slowly but surely approaching your house. So I just supported the Thief Cat with a bunch of random cats, but then the head showed my cat army what it is capable of. Yes, you saw that correctly. The head single-headedly took a bite of half of my cat army. Also, just a little side note, this is the gross cat after reaching level 10, so I guess I'm not really worried about losing now. And so with the help of the level 10 gross cat, another level 10 gross cat, this kangaroo that gave me like a lot of money after I killed it, the mythical Titan cat, and even the archer cat, which apparently deals massive damage to floating enemies, and it is already dead. We were able to bring the head to 50% HP. It is pretty clear now, I just have to do all these things one more time. So I deployed one more gross cat, one more mythical Titan cat and one more gross cat. Then I fired laser cannon and I took money from the kangaroo. Then one more gross cat and one more and one more and even one more. This is it. This is the big moment. I'm actually about to beat this game. The swordsman cat, gross cat, UFO cat killed a kangaroo and gorilla for 2000 money and looked behind the head to see a hippo and penguin for some reason. Another UFO and one more swordsman obliterated the kangaroo to get money for more cats. Literally spawned like everything at the same time and hope for the best. Though literally everything dies, but I'm still fine because another kangaroo is going to appear in 3, 2, 1 and here it is. But it is still going to be irrelevant because, well... Wait, what? What do you mean? Is this like actually real? Don't tell me. No, this can't be. What do you mean there's like a... What do you mean there's a second chapter?